Peter doesn't die, Rolf will turn him into Stefano. Days of Our Lives shocking spoilers. Salem has seen many deaths, many resurrections, and many unthinkable twists over the decades, but if new Days of Our Lives spoilers are to be believed, the latest storyline may eclipse them all. Just when fans thought Peter Blake's chapter had closed forever, shocking rumors suggest Peter isn't dead at all. Instead, he may be on the brink of becoming something far more terrifying. According to explosive insider whispers, Dr. Wilhelm Rolf is once again playing God, and this time his experiment could resurrect the darkest legend Salem has ever known. Yes, Stefano D'Imera may be returning, through Peter Blake. Peter Blake's apparent death was dramatic, emotional, and seemingly final. Salem mourned, enemies breathed sighs of relief, and fans assumed the book had closed on yet another complicated villain with a tangled history. But longtime viewers know one simple truth about Days of Our Lives. If you didn't see the body buried, cremated, and guarded by 3 nuns, he's probably not dead. Peter's death left behind far too many unanswered questions. The circumstances were murky. The aftermath felt rushed. And most suspicious of all, Dr. Rolf was nowhere to be seen, until now. Dr. Wilhelm Rolf has always been obsessed with one thing above all else: Stefano D'Imera's legacy. To Rolf, Stefano was not merely a man. He was a vision, a philosophy, a force of nature. Since Stefano's final physical death, Rolf has tried everything to bring him back. Memory serum transfers, microchip consciousness implants, brainwashing experiments, genetic manipulation. Some attempts worked temporarily. Others failed spectacularly. But spoilers suggest Rolf never stopped refining his methods. And now, fate may have handed him the perfect vessel. At first glance, Peter Blake may seem like an unlikely candidate to house Stefano's essence, but look closer, and the parallels are undeniable. Both men were master manipulators. Both thrived on chaos and psychological warfare. Both had deep ties to Salem's most powerful families. Both blurred the line between love and obsession. Most importantly, Peter has always struggled with identity, torn between villainy and redemption, darkness and desire. That internal fracture makes him uniquely vulnerable. Spoilers claim Rolf discovered Peter's body shortly after his death and realized something crucial. Peter's brain activity never fully ceased. Suspended between life and death. Rather than being truly dead, Peter was reportedly in a catatonic, suspended state, his body preserved just long enough for Rolf to intervene. Using experimental serum and cutting-edge technology, Rolf stabilized Peter, not to save him, but to transform him. And that's where Stefano comes in. Sources tease that Rolf has perfected a hybrid process, melding Peter's physical body with Stefano's stored memories, instincts, and personality traits. Unlike previous attempts, this version would not simply imitate Stefano. It would become him, slowly and irreversibly. At first, Peter would awaken confused. Strange memories he can't place. Emotional reactions that don't feel like his own. A growing sense of superiority and entitlement. Then, gradually, the transformation would accelerate. Peter's voice might change. His mannerisms would shift. His moral compass would shatter. And one day, he would look into the mirror and see Stefano D'Imera staring back. But Peter is not gone without a fight. Spoilers suggest the storyline will explore a psychological war inside Peter's mind, with his remaining conscience battling Stefano's dominant presence. Flashbacks, hallucinations, and dream sequences could show Peter reliving key moments from Stefano's past: wars with the Brady family, power plays at D'Imera Enterprises, and twisted love stories that defined Salem history. This internal conflict would make Peter a Stefano unpredictable, sometimes vulnerable, sometimes monstrously cruel. And that makes him even more dangerous. Salem won't immediately realize what's happened. When Peter reappears, he'll claim he survived, recovered, and changed. Some will believe him. Others won't. Spoilers hint that Melina Evans may be among the first to sense something is wrong. Having survived Stefano's possession herself, she recognizes the signs, the cold calculation, the familiar menace behind the eyes. Meanwhile, Chad Diimera may feel an unsettling pull toward Peter, as if the man somehow knows intimate family secrets he shouldn't. And Kristen Diimera? She may be torn between horror and hope, because if Stefano is truly back, even in another body, it changes everything. As always, Dr. Rolf's arrogance may be his undoing. While he believes he controls the process, spoilers warn that Stefano's consciousness is evolving beyond Rolf's expectations. What begins as a controlled experiment could turn into a full-scale resurrection, one that no longer needs Rolf at all. And if Stefano fully takes over Peter's body, there's one thing fans can count on. Salem will never be the same. The return of old enemies. Stefano's rebirth would reopen decades-old wounds. The Bradys would brace for war. Diimera Enterprises would become a battleground. Past victims would be forced to face their worst nightmare. Even characters who never met Stefano would feel his impact, as alliances crumble and secrets resurface. This isn't just a comeback, it's a legacy storyline, tying Salem's past to its future in a chilling way. Perhaps the most heartbreaking question of all: can Peter be saved? Spoilers suggest there may be a narrow window where Stefano's hold isn't complete. A moment where love, memory, or sacrifice could pull Peter back from the brink. But if that moment is missed, then Peter Blake will be gone forever. And Stefano Diimera will rise once more, stronger, smarter, and more ruthless than ever. If these spoilers come true, Days of Our Lives will be delivering the kind of bold, outrageous storytelling fans crave. Science fiction twists. Psychological drama. Iconic villain resurrection. Emotional stakes rooted in decades of history. Peter doesn't die. He becomes something far worse. Stefano lives again. And Salem may not survive what comes next.